You're tuned in to the frequency of the crypto revolution. Your host, Daryl Bryan,
Trap money,
aka Bit Chapo. Bringing you the latest in bitcoins, altcoins, news events, price volatility, and the knowledge they don't want you to know. 100% facts, no printer, is the most lit podcast in all of cryptocurrency. Vibrations out of this world. And it all begins right now. You already know.
It's going down.
Hello everybody and welcome to his crypto podcast. I'll be your host, Daryl Bryan, aka Bit Chapo. You are tuned in to the frequency of the crypto revolution. Today we have an amazing podcast. Stick around till the end. Our lineup includes Ethereum, what makes it so special, and the big bad wolf known as EOS coming to take the throne. Can it overtake Ethereum? Will the Goliath be defeated by David, EOS? Find out in this podcast, so let's get into it. So if you're not familiar with Ethereum and the functionality and how it differs from Bitcoin, then I'll give you a summary and description as I always do. Ethereum has improved upon Bitcoin's original mission of taking programmable money and making it applicable to the real world. Now, if you haven't heard about the white paper, the initial white paper of Bitcoin, I will leave a description in the show notes, as well as leaving a description to the white paper of Ethereum. A white paper gives the mission, the vision of the coin, the cryptocurrency, and what it aims to achieve. Now, Bitcoin aims to achieve programmable money, but Ethereum has taken this to the next level. Many people have made comparisons. Bitcoin is the calculator. Ethereum would be an Excel spreadsheet. Calculator can provide basic calculations, but an Excel spreadsheet can tally up balances, hold databases, and perform more advanced functions. So what is Ethereum? How is it different from Bitcoin? Well, Ethereum supports smart contracts, which is essentially programmable money. Let's say that a trusted entity, such as the bank or a court, they issue a tradable token, and they say that this token represents a real-world asset. For this example, we'll say a deed to a house or an estate. This deed now has its own transaction ID, its own token. With Ethereum, you can plug this token in a smart contract, and now it becomes a commodity on the blockchain. Now, this is something that is crazy to think about. Now we're able to take real-world assets and peg them to a digital blockchain. This provides immutability, prevention of loss. So now someone can always have their assets and know that it's not going to jump in a fire or run away. You don't have to worry about misplacing it. It is pegged on a 24/7 computer. But this doesn't really explain the whole entire functionality of Ethereum. What Ethereum does, it is this big computer network that anyone who has access to programming using their knowledge can write a script. This script is executable on the blockchain. Think of it as a person creating a system for systems. So now, if you compare it to Bitcoin, its functionality is limited to transactions. It's peer-to-peer transactions, me sending you something from my wallet to your wallet. While Ethereum improves upon this by adding functionality of contracts that can act separately upon their own. For example, if you own a business, make sure that your customers are incorporated in the blockchain. You can give every one of your customers a transaction ID so that when they use their transaction ID to shop in your business, they have a discount. You can also use the same system to pay employees to their Ethereum address, and the system will be able to self-regulate and tell you if any flaws are present. This is due to Ethereum's smart contract ability. You can create as well decentralized applications. Now, the reason this is important is because before, applications have to be approved by a third party or a central authority. For example, if I'm going to transfer you an asset from me to you, I usually have to go to the bank or a court or a third party to authorize it. Now with Ethereum, the miners have the ability to transfer assets from one location to the other without involving any third parties. They do it simply by tokenizing the traditional asset. Like I mentioned before with the estate, once you convert a traditional asset into a digital format by having a token, this token is easily transferable using the Ethereum network to transfer from one person to another or from one entity to another. As well as smart contracts have the ability to hold balances. So now you have multiple avenues of transferring money, maintaining relationships with clients by having a bot to control their finances, and you are the programmer, the controller, and you have full transparency on the blockchain network to see everything that's going on process by process. Now, as we go into the cons of Ethereum, right now the main issue is speed and scalability. The Ethereum network is not fast in comparison to EOS and their potential speeds. Let's think about this in a different way. Ethereum, in its current efforts to improve speed, they are switching from their current mining algorithm, which is proof of work, and now they are doing proof of stake. This enacts a faster overall network by producing quicker confirmation times and as well as less intensive resources as used by proof of work. Now you can gain the speed and you can also gain the scalability. Instead of limiting to only a few thousand transactions per second, with the use of proof of stake, you gain the ability to transact all over the world, including millions of people. The con of this, however, is now proof of stake has centralization in certain aspects. It's not completely decentralized like proof of work once was. So we gain speed, but we lose the aspect of full decentralization in the network. Now, I'm not saying that the Ethereum network is completely centralized, but what I am saying is that our use of the network is going to change as time goes on to allow millions of people to transact. Transitioning to EOS. What is EOS? Why are they the big bad wolf? And how are they attempting to take over Ethereum's spot? EOS was crowdfunded over $4 billion. That's right, they raised over $4 billion in their initial ICO. Now, they're sponsored by a company called Block One. And Block One, they're based in the Cayman Islands. They initially gave this project, EOS, over $1 billion in funding. Now, this normally seems like a good idea. It's an amazing idea for a company or a project like EOS to get backing and to get funding. And this is really amazing because now they get money and we get a product. The only thing that raises red flag for me is that they kept over 10% of the founding issuing tokens for Block One. So let's say these tokens, they're issued and then they gain 100% return. Now these people, they have more money than they initially gave and they made a hell of a lot of profit. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but the intentions are also key to look at. Why are they giving this much money away? 10% to the founding partner. If the founding partner's motives were genuine, do you think they would keep such a big portion? That's another debate for another time. EOS is built off of the EOS IO software. This software basically wants to achieve everything Ethereum achieves, but apply it in a more scalable fashion. This architecture is designed to enable vertical and horizontal scaling of decentralized applications. They also built this thing like an operating system so that it can run 24/7 in the background. for accounting, authentication, databases, asynchronous communication between accounts, and much more. The benefits of this is zero fees. EOS has built this platform upon fee-free activity. Now, one worry that this presents is that Ethereum knows that people without accountability can abuse a network. That's why with every single Ethereum script, you have to pay Ethereum a certain amount in Ether for the script to run. Imagine you're running a 24/7 application without any processing power behind it. So you pay the Ether to essentially grease the engine, to grease the motor, and run this system for you. Now this is amazing because accountability is always a good thing in cryptocurrency. If you've heard my previous episodes concerning Tether and their lack of accountability, I press this as a major issue in cryptocurrency. We need to have accountability in decentralized applications because this provides the necessary foundation for a smooth network and a reliable network in the future. Now, EOS does use delegated proof of stake as their mining method, so it's not completely decentralized, as you have certain nodes that have more power over the network depending on how much stake they have, depending on how many coins they have. But as a result, the network still runs fast and reliable and scalable. Now, a potential problem or issue in EOS is that without using fees for accountability and without having full popularity that Ethereum has, we have no idea the potential speed nor the latency of this software. I mean, how good is it in real world practice when we have millions of contracts running on the blockchain and there is no fees to be paid? That means you can run as many contracts, as many scripts as you want. How can this blockchain hold that much load? The only answer is the future. We can only see what will happen as a result of EOS becoming popular. Right now, EOS is the biggest crowdfunded project ever in cryptocurrency. It has a lot of potential to destroy Ethereum, but at the same time, we have seen Ethereum take strides and motions toward advancing and progressing the network. One of their main attempts at increasing transaction speed is incorporating proof of stake. By doing this, they are enabling the network to run faster and smoother. This is an honest attempt at speeding up transactions, helping the network run smoother with smart contracts and decentralized applications. Now, as the future goes on, we will see Ethereum continually to progress and move forward toward a faster and smoother network. It has already proven to be a stable network, holding amazing loads and capacities, and doing the best it can with what it has. I look forward to seeing Ethereum progress as well as EOS progress, and to see how these coins really handle the load of real-world applications. We have an amazing revolution at hand, guys. There is no losing here. Whether EOS takes over Ethereum in terms of market cap, or whether Ethereum continues its leading reign, the consumer always wins. We are gaining amazing technologies that have never before been available to the public. We are literally basking in the leading edge of finances as a whole. So the future looks bright for all of us, and man, I'm excited to see it. Thank you guys for listening to It's Crypto Podcast. This wraps it up. Thank you for tuning in to the frequency of the crypto revolution. If you learned something new from this podcast, please share with a friend. Follow us on social media, Twitter @It'sCryptoPod, Instagram @It'sCryptoPodcast. We post show updates for upcoming episodes, retweets of critical news, and memes just for fun. All of our information used in the podcast, including links and music, are credited in the show notes /description. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Crypto Revolution, the most lit podcast in all of cryptocurrency. 100% facts, no printer. Follow us on Twitter and stay in the loop. Peace, love, and light. See you soon.